All right, here we go. The first thing you're gonna make when you come in is called a pinch pot. But this is what you're gonna do. Okay, this is your clay over here. And, this is all what we call recycled clay. Okay, it comes in these round little tubes or pillars. This is all clay that was recycled from last year and years before, and I'm still working on it. And we got a lot of recycled clay to go through. Okay, I also have clay fresh from the factory, but we're not going to really get to that. Okay, remember, here's your cutting tool, right? All it is a wire. Again, your tool is going to be more of a string thing, okay? So all you do is you get the wire, and you put it around here, right? And you just pull it through. Whoop. Okay? After you're done cutting your piece of clay, close the bag, all right? If you leave the bag open, I'm going to yell at you. You close the bag because you want to keep that clay what? Wet, okay? If it dries out, I swear to God, I'm going to make you carry it around in your backpack for 1 week. Okay. Now this clay, it's been run through a machine called a pug mill. But nowadays, pug mills basically mix the clay up really well. And some pug mills actually take the air out of the clay. We don't want air in clay. If there's air in clay and I fire it, the clay is going to blow up. Because what happens when air gets hot? It expands, right? Okay, so we just want to make sure there's no air in it. So I'm going to cut this in half real quick, just to look at it to see what it looks like. This is pretty good, but there's still small little dots in here. Because the machine is an older machine, and it doesn't really mix clay as well. So here, this is your work table. This is called a wedging table. It's wood, and there's about 50 pounds of plaster that I poured on top, and this is a canvas on top. The plaster absorbs water, okay? But what we're going to do is we're just going to throw your clay down a little bit. This is elementary wedging. Anytime you want to make the clay a little bit more solid, you see these air bubbles coming out, okay? That's because we're kind of like just pounding it on the table. We want to get out all the air bubbles before we start to work with it, okay? So we're just going to throw it down around in different angles and see if we can get some air out of this thing. Don't do this at your desk. If you do this at your desk, it makes a lot of freaking noise and it kind of doesn't make me happy, okay? Clay should be like a quiet activity. This is not a making noise contest. If you want to make noise, you can always go outside, okay? Okay, that's okay if it looks all scrunched up like this, okay? Some of this clay is really wet, so you notice it's leaving moisture here already. So once you think you got all the air out, then we're just going to pat it like this. Okay, use your hand, and I'm going to make this into a ball. See all the lines on this? It's all going to go away. Okay, the more you pat it, the more you can get rid of the lines. All you want is you just want to make a ball so that it fits in your two hands like this, okay? Anything more is probably too much. Anything smaller is probably too little. Let me get rid of this. Okay, you'll probably need to work on this thing too, okay? It doesn't come easy to a lot of people. And then you just want to make this ball. Okay, now for your pinch pot, all you're going to do is you're going to get your thumb or whatever, you're going to poke a hole in here. Okay? You don't want to go all the way through, but you don't want to leave it like that thick on the bottom either, right? You want to kind of go enough so I can kind of start to feel it maybe getting close. Then I'm just going to pinch this thing around in a circular motion. Go around and around and around until I got something that's whatever, however you want. Now look, you're going to get cracking like this. All you do, get the water bottle, shoot them a little bit, smooth it out. You can get rid of all the cracks. Okay, it's cracking because why? Because you're expanding the clay, right? So I'm just going to do this real quick. We'll make like a simple, what we call a vessel, right? What is a vessel? A vessel is something that holds something, right? Okay, I'm going to smooth the edges. Get rid of all the cracks. Okay, so you got something like this, real simple, pinch pot. Now we're going to decorate. Remember I told you about the paddles? I want some texture on the outside of this. So you can use whatever, okay? I'm going to use this. You can use, remember I showed you the fork in the other video? The thing about clay is anytime people see clay or see a ceramic piece, I don't know why, but they always want to pick it up. So I always like to put some, what we call texture, right, on it. So when they pick it up and hold it, they can kind of feel it. So this is what adding texture is. The other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some facets so it's not totally round. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this ruler. This is flattening out the texture a little bit, but I'm not worried about it because I can always go back and add some more. Okay, can you see how I flattened it out so it's not round anymore? Then I'll go back and add the texture. Okay? Something like this. Real simple. Took me about, 7 minutes. Now this is your first time in clay, so what this exercise is for, make your first vessel, but also you want to feel how the clay moves. Okay? How it acts in your hand. Alright? That's what this is all about. You're going to get dirty. Okay, so remember for a ceramics class, I have some aprons here, or don't wear your best clothes. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to cut off the clay from the pug, right? That's one. You're going to wedge it on the table. 2. You're going to make a ball. 3. You're going to pinch it and make a pot, right? And then you're going to decorate. Okay, that's your 5 things. All right, we'll see you later.